Big Money Bound TV, RRT Posse YouTube. If you're new to the channel, please like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. I release scheduled videos every Monday, 12 o'clock a.m. Eastern Time, but I also release some unscheduled videos throughout the week. Now, if you're returning, welcome back. I appreciate all of the support. Thank you. Today's video, nurses that cry wolf. We all should have heard the story about the little boy who cried wolf. If you haven't, here it go. It was a boy that was watching over a whole bunch of sheep. He was watching the sheep for the village. He was watching out for any wolf to try to come take a sheep and have some dinner. It was his job. Watch the sheep. You see a wolf, yell, wolf, wolf. All the village people will come, run the wolf off. No sheep will be harmed. You gotta follow me. So the little boy, he watching the sheep. He watching the sheep. He like, man, I'm getting kind of bored. He just screamed out, wolf, wolf. Made everybody run up to the hill where the sheep was at, trying to run off the wolf. It was no wolf there. Everybody got mad, like, come on, you can't do that, you can't do that. You can't do that, man. You watching the sheep. You can't be playing with us now. We trying to run off a wolf. Everybody went back down to the village. A couple hours went by. The little boy said again, man, I am bored. He yelled out, wolf, wolf. Everybody from the village came running back up, but it wasn't no wolf. Everybody pissed off, but they coming because he yelling wolf, but ain't no wolf. They trying to protect the sheep. The little boy up there again. Before he could get bored, a real wolf actually appeared and was coming towards the herd of sheep, coming to attack one of them. So the little boy doing his job. Hey, I see a wolf. Wolf, wolf. Only this time, he been crying wolf all damn day. Ain't nobody show up. He like, like he screaming wolf. Like he yelling it. He going hoarse, screaming wolf. But ain't nobody believe him because he been playing all damn day. Now, the villagers see that, hey, sheep going missing. We had the 100 sheep, now I only see 10. They go back to the hill, like, hey man, what's going on? The little boy said, hey, I said wolf. Nobody came. Only because when you said it, we thought you was playing. We didn't know it was serious. And that's what the hell I'm getting at with it. Excuse me French. It's nurses that's crying wolf. They crying out, emergency, emergency. My patients need help, they need help, they need help. When I get up there, don't nobody need help. So am I finna stop coming when there's an emergency? Hey. Keep watching. Just keep watching. What we represent, man?
Big Money Bound.
Big Money Bound.
Big Money Bound.
RTs and RNs are supposed to work hand in hand. A cohesive group. They supposed to work just like this here, hand in hand. You see that nice fit? A nurse goes into a patient's room. Hear the patient wheezing. Patient says, can I please have a respiratory therapy treatment? The nurse says, no problem. Let me call you a respiratory therapist. The nurse then dials the therapist. Hey, I have a patient. They're here experiencing some wheezing and they're having some shortness of breath and they're requesting a breathing treatment. Could you please come and assess the patient and give them a treatment if needed? Thank you. Respiratory therapist show up. Okay, I see the patient is wheezing. I got a bronchodilator. Let me relieve you of your wheezing symptoms and help you get back to breathing nice and easy. This is my job. This is what I do. Nurse, great job. Thanks for reaching out to me. I got here as soon as I could. I assessed the situation. I delivered the breathing treatment. Everything is good. Another example. The nurse is taking care of a patient. She notices that the patient is in respiratory distress. The nurse then calls the respiratory therapist, tells the therapist about the situation. She has a patient, or he has a patient that's in respiratory distress, and they believe that the patient would benefit by being put on the BiPAP. The respiratory therapist then comes to the room, makes an assessment. Yes, a BiPAP is needed. Good recommendation. That is why I bought a BiPAP here, because you recommended it. Now I have a BiPAP, put the patient on BiPAP. The patient is now doing better. Patient comes around, everything worked out perfectly fine. Another scenario that takes place of a respiratory therapist and a nurse working hand in hand in an ideal situation inside of a hospital. A nurse finds the patient in cardiac arrest. Found down, cardiac arrest, cold blue, Pull the lever. Respiratory therapist, come quick. We got a cold blue cardiac arrest situation. The respiratory therapist then runs there. It is an actual cold blue. Patient has no pulse. Somebody is performing CPR. The respiratory therapist then gets the intubation equipment ready. The doctor intubates. The respiratory therapist bags. We have bilateral breath sounds, CO2 exchange. We put this patient on a ventilator. Go to the unit. That is good. Respiratory therapist, registered nurse working hand in hand as a cohesive group. Now, the crying wolf situation that is taking place that I can't take no more of. Nurses are calling me as a respiratory therapist. See, I'm not saying nurses calling a respiratory therapist because I don't know how they calling everybody else. I'm saying what's taking place at the hospital I'm at, and I'm getting fed up with it. Nurses are calling me as a respiratory therapist. Hey, Randy, I got a patient up here. They're having respiratory distress. They're not doing good. Can you please give them a treatment? I saw that they have a PRN treatment. I'm sure they'll benefit by getting that. Okay, no problem. I'll be there. I get in the patient room. Patient is in the bed sleeping like a baby with no respiratory distress at all. I'm like, hey nurse, you called me saying there's something wrong. But no, it is. The patient sat. It's not a good sat. It's not a good sat. Bro, the probe is on the bed. The probe isn't even on the patient. It's not. No, it's not. You need to look at this stuff before you call me. You saying emergency, come quick, patient can't breathe. I'm running over here dropping everything I'm doing. Another situations that's taking places. Nurse called me. Hey man, how you doing? Can you please bring a BiPAP up into this room? This patient is about to crash. It's about to be a cold blue if we don't get this patient on a BiPAP. Can you please hurry? Like a serious situation. Serious? Bring a BiPAP? No problem. I'm now running around the hospital, getting a BiPAP, getting a right mask for the patient, getting tubing, setting up the BiPAP, running upstairs, forgetting about all my other patients because I got a patient that's in distress, that's going to go into a cold blue situation. So I've been told. I get up to the room. The patient is in bed on 4 liters saying, what do you mean? I need to be on that machine. I'm breathing fine. Wait. Somebody called me saying, Randy, come quick. Patient finna crash. If you don't come, it's about to be a cold blue. Bring a BiPAP and hurry up. Who would? Hey man, okay. You doing good? I'm glad to hear that. Have a good night. Who the nurse that just called me saying, come quick, it's about to be a cold blue situation that we need a BiPAP? Oh, that was, the doctor was saying we need a BiPAP. Did the doctor gonna look at the patient? Come to find out, they talking about patient need BiPAP, need CPAP for nocturnal use. They use CPAP at home. I was told it's an emergency. Come quick. This is why I came quick, because it's an emergency. And it ain't even no real emergency. This has been going on for far too long. And I'm getting like fed up with it. Randy, come quick. I need this. Patient can't breathe. I get in the room, patient eating chocolate chip donuts. Patient was eating a chocolate chip donut, something I had never even seen before. Patient was eating a chocolate chip donut, man. Said, man, I don't know who the hell called you, but get the hell out. And it's getting to the point where like, when nurses are calling me now at this hospital saying, Randy, I got a patient in distress. Like, I don't believe them and I'm not moving with urgency because I believe that they're lying. Now, I don't want to get like this. This is what I don't want to get. Like, I don't want to be like the village people that didn't go help the little boy when he was crying wolf and it's a real wolf up there. And now you telling me come quick. You don't told me come quick so many times when it wasn't a real emergency. Now I'm moving without the sense of urgency. And now it's a real deal situation that needed my attention. Now I'm looking at like, why didn't you come? I don't want to get to that space, but like, that's what I'm about to get. Cause it's getting out of hand. Like, do you know that like what takes place in like somebody's body when like they're like alerted, like, oh, it's a real deal emergency, we gotta go quick. Like, you're releasing all kind of hormones. Like, even if you know it or not, like your body is releasing all kind of hormones. That's like, and then you get there and it's not serious. That's affecting your well-being. Now you mess with my mental health. I got my baby boy to look after. You can't. That's why they say, don't play with my emotions. My emotions are being toyed with, and I don't like it. If you're a nurse, you know a nurse. Tell them. If it's an emergency, say it's an emergency. But if it ain't, don't do it. Just don't do it, bro. How can we fix this situation that, like, if I'm feeling this way, I know some other respiratory therapists out there who feel this way. If you ever felt this way, please don't in the comments and let me know. Don't leave me out here by myself because nurses are going to attack me. How we can fix this situation before it gets out of hand, because I don't want to get to the point where I just don't show up at all. Like, I don't want to do that. I don't think I will, but hey, this real life, man. You never know, man. Somebody been lying to you, saying this is an emergency the last 250 times. For that next 251, that next time you're gonna be like, hey man, I know they lying. They lied to me the last 250 times. I know they lying about this one right here. I'm not even gonna waste my time and show up. Then also happen, it's a real deal situation. You ain't show up. So to avoid this from happening, nurses, before you call a respiratory therapist for a low sat, first thing I want you to do is make sure the probe is on the patient. And if the probe is on the patient, make sure you got a good waveform. I'm looking at pictures like, this is where the waveform, the monitor is up here in the room. It's up there. Look up there. Look up. Look at that monitor, man. Make sure you got a good waveform on that monitor. If that's not a good waveform, that's not an accurate reading. I want you to then take that probe from that patient's finger and put it right here. Put it right here on their temple. Put it on their temple and get a better reading. If you do that, and you still don't got a good waveform, I want you to then get a new probe and wrap it around this earlobe. Get it around this earlobe. Get it around that earlobe. One of those gonna work. You're gonna get a good waveform from one of those three. And now once you got a good waveform, and the sat still ain't good, now what I want you to go do, increase the FiO2. You know what? See, I gotta like tone it down, because like I'm talking out of like experience, and it's like it's getting me like, you feel me, but everybody may not need to be, you know. So let me, all right, like I said, we gotta work together. Okay, forgive me, I'm human. All right, so turn up that FiO2, like leader flow, nasal cannula. All right, that don't improve. You didn't call the therapist. Hey man, patient saturations are low. I increased the FiO2. Nothing's going up. Therapist should say, okay, I'll be on my way. I'll come and check out the situation. While that therapist is coming, you then go and get a different oxygen administering device. Get a Venturi mask, a simple mask, a non-rebreather, partial rebreather, so you can see what's really going on. The therapist can help you. We gotta like cut down on these like crying wolf situations, because I'm sure if I'm feeling this way, there's a lot of other therapists out there who like feeling like, this nurse called me for this, like she ain't do this, he ain't do that, he need to do this, he need to do that, he need to like, so it's a lot of stuff that we could take. Okay, nurse, if you walk in on a patient that's sleeping and they in bed just they going crazy, what I want you to do is, before you call the therapist, say, hey, bring BiPAP, the patient breathing all kind of crazy, make sure that patient ain't having a bad dream. That patient could be in the dream on the boat doing high tide while it's rocking, and here that just, hey sir, what the hell going on, man? You alright? Not actually, you all right? This situation has happened before. A patient was breathing kind of, the patient was screaming, making these noises because they was in a dream, just making hooting and hollering. I'm saying this because I've been here and it wasn't a real situation, but they thought it was. Like, bring BiPAP, they calling doctors, let's intubate, wake the patient up. Well, I'm sorry, I was in a dream. So just, you know, assess the situation really. And another thing, when you approach a patient, you think something may be wrong, and you don't really know, get a second opinion from a nurse that has seniority over you, that has like a little bit more experience than you do. They can say, oh, you know what, man? Nah, that's good, man. The patient on 5 liters ain't doing good. Go get the non-rebreather mask, put it up to 10 liters. Let's see how they improve. Okay, the stats went up from 90 to 95. Tell the therapist that we increased the FiO2 and come look at this patient in their next round. Let this patient be their first patient that they see during their next round of treatments to make sure everything is okay. Like, there's nothing wrong with like asking for a second opinion or asking for help, because like we all need help sometimes. Like, this is like a field of like practicing medicine. This isn't like we know it cut and paste. We know it, this gonna work, that gonna work. Everybody is different. The field is evolving. Like, we all need help. Don't be afraid to ask for help, man. Get a second opinion. And that's how we can cut down on these cries for help, this crying wolf, because it's getting out of hand. So let's please just try to like get it. Let's rein it back in, man, because I'm getting fed up with it. And next time they say, Randy, I got an emergency. Hey, I don't care. Call 911. If you have an emergency, call 911. That's what you should do. Call. Y'all know I can't take it no more, man. Thank y'all for watching.